Hello, hello, hello. JoeHart here, person with disabilities, primarily invisible disabilities. I hope I'm doing these streams correctly. I am getting zero traffic. So I don't mind doing the work. I don't mind having zero viewers. I just want to know I'm doing the right path. Boy, I would love to, I write, the help, I write to get help and they don't ever respond. And most help I ask for is ADA accommodations for a person with disabilities, but I don't understand why they don't respond. So it's really frustrating for sure. So anyway, I always get one viewer for every stream and they never comment. I would love for you to comment so that I know you exist. That would be great. I have 2 viewers right now. So thank you for viewing. Thank you very much for the people watching the recording. I thank you for being, but I am frustrated. I'm sorry. You can probably hear it in my voice. But anyway, hello. My name's JoeHart. I live in Vermont. I'm a person with disabilities, primarily invisible disabilities. I usually live stream about a lot of things to do with invisible disabilities. I do persons with disabilities, invisible disabilities, Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990, companion animals, not service animals, companion animals. So that's the 4 things. And I usually be an advocate for all those things within the motorsports world. So anyway, I'm covering the motorsports world right now. I'm going to do, I keep forgetting sorry, this is really marked up. This is my schedule for NASCAR. These are the 3 different series. That's NASCAR Cup Series, NASCAR Camping World Series. And, I have it color coordinated and stuff. And I count the number of days between races. And, the most common, of course, for Xfinity is 7 days because Xfinity is Saturday, Cup is Sunday, go to the next week, Xfinity Saturday, Cup is Sunday. So they're both 7 days. So that's the information that I'm going to take to decide how often to do points reports. So for the Xfinity Series schedule, which has, I don't know, a lot of races, 33 races or something. I didn't count them. Sorry. There are 22 races that are 7 days between them and the next race or the previous race or whatever. 7 days. And then there's 3 weeks that it's 8 days and 3 weeks that it's 6 days. So it jumps back to a Friday or a Sunday and then it has to jump back to the Saturday. So that's why it goes 8, 6, 6, 8. That's what that is. So that's why they're even. And then there are 14 days, 15 days, 20 days, and 21 days. Those are the times I'm probably going to do more reports, although 3 of them are right in a row. Atlanta was March 20th, then it's 20 days. Martinsville is April 9th, then it's 15 days. Talladega is April 24th, and it's 14 days. So I'm not sure if I really need to do that 3 days in a row, but that's the times. And then there's a 21-day much later. So anyway, so that's how I'm going to do it because, then the points stay the same longer. Anyway, I have, this is from jski.com. This is the points report for the drivers, and I've cut it up and drawn on it, highlighted it and stuff. And this is the owner points. So I'm going to go over those 2. And again, this was on the 20th. So 4 days ago was the race, and it's going to be the same points for 20 days. So I'm 4 days behind, but anyway, excuse me. I'm going to grab a little water here to help me out. So, okay, first I'm going to go over the points report, the driver's report, and then the owner's points. And they're slightly different. There's a ton of similarities, but they're slightly different. They're the exact same when the same owner has the same driver and the same car number always forever. That's where the points are the exact same. So usually the better you're doing, the more the owner keeps you in the same car. So anyway, the top 5 drivers are the exact same points and car number as the top 5 owner points. And then it starts deviating a little bit, but I'm going to talk about the owner's points a little differently. So anyway, for the first 5, I'm going to mention both because they're the exact same. So points report. Number 1, Austin Cindric. He drives for Team Penske. He has 277 points. He's 46 points ahead of the next person. That's a blowout for now. Number 2 driver, Daniel Hemrick, drives for Joe Gibbs Racing. He's got 231 points. He's got 19 points over the next racer. That's a pretty big lead. Number 3, Harrison Burton drives for Joe Gibbs Racing. Also, 212 points. He's 18 points of the next driver, which is AJ Allmendinger. Then the way I grouped the drivers and the owners, but I didn't group the owners, but I grouped the drivers together by if consecutive drivers are within 8 points of each, I grouped it all together. So again, this all makes sense. So anyway, consecutive drivers either had differences between their points of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then it jumped to 10. So since I had that jump, I made 8 a cutoff. And then above 8, it's 10, 11, 13, 9, 18, 19, 20, and 46. Austin Cindric's blowing them out. So anyway, okay, back to 4th and 5th driver is AJ Allmendinger, Justin Haley. They both drive for Colleague Racing. So they're the 2 of the 6. So anyway, that's the cover, the drivers. That's the top 5 drivers that are the same as the top 5 owners. Now it's gonna just be. I need that light, and then it shines in our face like that. I don't know what to do. Sorry, that now the lights and everything. There's always problems. That one too. Okay, sorry. Best I can do. Okay. So the 6 drivers that are grouped together, now that I'm just talking about drivers now, the 6 drivers that are grouped together because they're within 8 points of each other. 4th, AJ Allmendinger. 5th, Justin Haley. 6th, Jeb Burton. 7th, Myatt Schneider. 8th, Justin Allgaier. 9th, Jeremy Clements. Now, 10th is Brandon Jones. He drives for Joe Gibbs Racing. He has 155 points. He's 10 below the one above him, and he's 13 above the one below them. So he's kind of all by himself, by my definition. And then the next 3 drivers are grouped together, 11th, 12th, 13th. Brandon Brown, Riley Herbst, and Michael Annett. They're all grouped together. And then the next 4 drivers are grouped together. Now, the top one is Noah Gragson. And Noah Gragson is not one of my favorite drivers. I think he feels entitled, and he feels like he deserves being there, and he feels that he's super cool. He doesn't respect or honor female boundaries and other drivers' boundaries, and he's just a jerk, I think. I don't wish him horrible results, but 14th is not doing well. Who's he drive for? JR Motorsports? Yeah, I don't think 14th is what they had in mind. I think they thought he'd be much higher than that. But anyway, the 4 drivers grouped together. Noah Gragson. I dropped the sorry about that. So Noah Gragson, Landon Council, Tommy Joe Martins, and Josh Martin. And then from 18th driver to 38th driver, which is 21 drivers, they're all grouped together because they're all within 8 points of each other, but specifically within 7 points of each other. Now, those points range from 92 points to 42 points. And when they're that little, 7 points makes a difference. But at the top, when it's 277 points, 7 points don't make a big difference. So I should have adjusted the system, but I didn't. So the 21 drivers grouped together. 18th, Joe Graf Jr. Ty Gibbs is 19th. He's doing great. He has a win. I thought he would have more, that he'd be higher than that. But anyway, he's 19th. Then Ryan Sieg, Timmy Hill, I love. He's super nice. Josh Berry, Jeffrey Earnhardt, love the beard. Santino Ferrucci, loved him in IndyCar. He was very feisty and fiery, and I think he's ruffling some feathers in NASCAR Xfinity Series because he's the same person. Jesse Little, he seems that's a positive. I get a positive vibe. I don't know. I think he's on Twitter and he's really good, or something positive about Jesse Little. Sorry, I don't know what it is. Kyle Weatherman is 26th. Colby Howard, Bailey Curry, Alex Labe, Alex Labe. He's from Canada. It's not Labe. That's how we used to mispronounce it. Alex Labe, I think. Sorry, I don't know your name. How to pronounce it? Ryan Vargas, Matt Mills, Jade Buford, Stephen Parsons, Phil's son, I do believe, or nephew, but I think son. JJ Yaley, Gray Golding, Ty Dillon, 36th. I wish he was higher. I like him. He's a great guy. I wish he was in Cup more consistently. And he gave me a ride on a golf cart at Virginia at Richmond. Back then it was Richmond International Raceway. Now it's Richmond Raceway. And that was the last NASCAR race I went to. I had some problems with Richmond. But yeah, Ty Dillon picked me up on his golf cart. He was very, very nice. David Starr, Dexter Bean. Then the last group, 39th through 50th, which is 12 drivers. Again, I used the same criterion, those within 8 points, but specifically these are within 7 points. But the points range from 31 points to 6 points. So again, I should have adjusted that because now 7 points is doubling, Anyway, 39th, Chad Fitchum, Miguel Pelota, Brandon Godovic, Jason White, Cody Ware, Cesar Baccarella. I think it's a hard C. Blaine Perkins, Garrett Smitley, Robin Lyons, Andy Lally. Love him. And IMSA and everything he drives. I love him. And I do, have a special place in my heart for Catherine Legg. I wish her name was Catherine Leggy. I think that's a cooler way to pronounce it. But it's Catherine Legg. And I love her. I think she's beautiful, but she's a very professional driver and very talented. And Andy Lally is often coupled with her, either professionally or I think personally too. They're really good friends. So Stephen Like, and then Loris Hezemans, I think is the last one. Sorry, I can't pronounce those. My writing gets in the way and stuff. Okay, so now for owner points. The first place team is Team Penske, number one. That's Austin Cedric. They're ahead by 46 points. They're a one-car team. And so I'm going to first start talking about the 14 one-car teams. Out of 44 entries here, 14 of them are one-car teams. So I'm going to start with that. And then as I go through the list, I'm going to mention the ones I find surprising that they only have one car. So first place, Tim Penske, one-car team. Very surprised. Number 8, Richard Childress Racing, one-car team. Pretty surprised. 10th, Jeremy Clements Racing. Makes sense. 12th, Brandon Built Motorsports. Makes sense. 14th, Stuart Haas Racing, one-car team. Seems weird, but, like Hendrick is only in Cup. So I guess it kind of makes sense that Penske and Stuart Haas and Richard Childress may just want to focus on Cup. I mean, not Richard Childress. He's dying a slow death, for sure. His company. Stuart Haas Racing, one-car team at 14th. And then 20th, Martin's Motorsports, makes sense, one-car team. 24th, RSS Racing, Brian Sieg something Racing, one-car team, makes sense. 33rd, Big Machine Racing, one-car team, makes sense. 36th, Hattori Racing Enterprises, one-car team, makes sense. 39th, Means Motorsport, one-car team, makes sense. And then three of the last four are all one-car teams. The last place car is actually a three-car team. So 41st, 42nd, and 43rd out of 44. 41st, Bassett Racing, one-car team. 42nd, ACG Motorsports. 43rd, Jordan Anderson Racing. Those all make sense. Now back to the top, and now I'm going to talk about multiple car teams. Joe Gibbs Racing is second and third. They have a four-car team. So Joe Gibbs Racing is second, third, 11th. Second, third, 6th, and 11th. They're kind of grouped together, doing pretty well. Fourth place team is Colleague Racing. They're a three-car team. So Colleague Racing is 4th, 5th, and 7th. They're all together except one little Joe Gibbs is right in between them. JR Motorsports, it's a 4-car team. 9th, 15th, 17th, 18th. Our Motorsports, OUR Motorsports, I've heard of them. I follow them on Twitter. I just don't know a whole bunch about them. And they're really spread out on these points. So 13th, Our Motorsports, 28th, Our Motorsports, and 44th, the last on the list, Our Motorsports, 3-car team. And the first two, the 02 and the 23 did all 6 races, and the 03 did 5 of the 6 races. So I'm not sure why there's a huge difference. What is it? It's 139 points, 74 points, and 0 points. I mean, that's a heck of a range for 3 cars on. I mean, I don't know if they're using the same cars and technology. It's probably sponsor driven, so that may have 3 different level quality cars. Anyway, don't know. Okay, JD Motorsports has 4-car teams: 18th, 26th, 31st, and 37th. DGM Racing, 3-car teams: 21st, 30th, 35th. SS Greenlight Racing, 2-car team: 22nd, 23rd. Motorsports Business Management, 2-car teams: 25th and 40th. BJ McLeod Motorsports, 3-car teams. He's a trooper. He's a owner. He's a driver. He has to get sponsors, and he's at the bottom of the list. What a trooper! I mean, he just keeps going and going and going. So BJ McLeod Motorsports, 3-car team: 27th, 34th, and 38th. Sorry, couldn't find it for a while. Mike Harmon Racing, a 2-car team. Wow. Where's he get that money? 29th and 32nd. And I think that's it. So that's that list. So yeah, I think that was it. That's all I was going to have. 17 minutes. Sorry about that, guys. So anyway, I'd love to figure out what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong. Again, I don't mind doing streams talking to no one. And I know I have to upgrade. I got to get a green screen, and I have to get more professional, and I have to, I know that, but boy, I would like to just see something. I would just, motorsports is pretty cool. Invisible disabilities, I'm sure it's like watching paint dry, except in that moment when it really matters to you, you're trying to get your grandmother a parking permit, or, a handicap, when in the moment, that one moment, it's important. But other than that, people don't want to hear about invisible disabilities. So anyway, I just wish help. What am I doing wrong? Help me, help me, help me. So anyway, I will talk to you later, and take care. Bye-bye.